Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today I have an exciting video about how you can get rid of the third party. So yeah, I'm really excited to bring this video to you guys because I know it's going to help a lot of you. If not all of you. No, let's just create it's going to help all of you guys. You guys are going to have a breakthrough, get some movement in your relationships, and things are going to look good. That's my intentions with this video. So just before I dive in and get started, guys, we're having a contest. We get to 100,000 subscribers. We're giving away 3 free coaching sessions to 3 separate people with the coach of your choice. All you need to do to enter is to subscribe, share our videos, and as well as post, comment what you've manifested using the law of attraction. Remember, no matter how big or how small it is, your manifestation will help inspire somebody else because, guys, we're all in this together. And yeah, it's about helping each other. And when we help each other and make each other feel good, we feel good and everyone feels good and our dreams come true. So, well, that's just a belief. Of course, you know that. However, I like to believe that. And guys, you know what? If you are looking for any coaching, yeah, there's a great team of coaches here, as well as they have courses and we have an email coaching team. So really exciting. So guys, let's dive into it. How to get rid of the third party. Okay, so there is, a few different ways that people say to do this. One thing that I'm going to address first off the video, because I see a lot of comments about it, it's about people say, well, you just ignore the third party, deny it's even there. But the act of ignoring or denying it, well, mostly denying it, is actually creating it to be there because you've already created it. And that's just resisting your current reality. Okay, so a really big part of this is acknowledging that you've created it, accepting it. And once you acknowledge and accept it, then you're able to change it because it's in your reality anyway. So just by ignoring it, you don't actually get rid of it because you're not addressing it. Okay. So thoughts are things, right? And once you have a thought that manifests in your reality, it stays there. And the reason why it stays there is because if it didn't, every morning we would wake up and wonder, who are we? We'd have to recreate our houses. We'd have to recreate our computer. We'd have to recreate us because we wouldn't have any knowledge of who we are. So when we create something and it actually manifests in the 3D world, it stays in play until we acknowledge it and then we renounce it. Okay, so that's very, very, very important. Now, you don't want to get stuck on, focusing on the third party. You want to take it a step further. And that's really what we're going to talk about. So we don't want to fight though that it's there. We don't want to be upset at it. We just want to say, yeah, you know what? I created that. That's fine. And I'm going to change it because you're powerful. Okay. So how did we create the third party to begin with? Well, a lot of times it has to do with insecurities, or it could just be plain old thinking, oh, he's out with somebody else, or, oh, I'm not good enough. So there could be a million different ways that you've created it. So what you want to do is you want to find out how you created it. And it's easy. You guys know how you've created the things in your life, okay? So if, you're always worried that you're not good enough and you've got a lot of insecurities, then you most likely created it that way. I mean, it could just be going on social media and looking at pictures of them with somebody else thinking, oh, they're with somebody else. Well, that's going to create it. Okay. So what I always say is to list out all of your complaints. Okay. When you list out all of your complaints and then you take them and you acknowledge them and then you change them, you cross them out one by one and change them into the intentions that you want. Okay. So basically it's going to look like this. So when you think of the third party, you're going to be like, no, you know what? They're gone and he's with me. Okay. So part of, this list that you're doing, it's to really plan out your intentions. Okay. To plan out and get yourself prepared because throughout the day, you're going to have to be on a mental diet. Okay. So the other thing that we want to do to be prepared for our mental diet is to start focusing and writing out what we want. So when we've got our list of intentions, let's also focus on what do you want and what are you going to see, hear, and feel when you get it? And what's the other person going to think, say, and do when you have what you want? Okay. So you want to take some time to actually acknowledge that and to write that out because that's where all of your, your intentions should be leading up to. Okay. So you want to acknowledge, what you've created, because if you ignore it or deny it, you're just resisting it. Okay. You've got to say, yeah, okay, but not stop there. I think that's the biggest part here is it's not about stopping because when the third party comes into your mind, because they're going to, because you've created them and that's how, our mind works, you want to be prepared with a mental diet. Okay. So for me, for instance, I remember way back when I was dating Andrew, I was worried one day when he canceled coming over. I was like, oh, maybe he's like getting back with an ex or something. And then sure enough, okay, we went for dinner maybe a few days later, and we were at dinner. He's like, yeah, so my ex called me. And I was like, oh. I'm like, oh no. But then I immediately in that moment, I thought, no, you know what? He probably didn't even answer it, because if he wanted to be with her, he would have been. And he's here with me, so he wants to be with me. And then all of a sudden, 2 seconds later, because everyone's you pushed out, he was like, yeah, he's like, but I didn't want to be with, I didn't answer it because I don't want to be with her, you know. And then he proceeded to tell me, you know, that, but, you know, sort of the background of the relationship. And I was like, phew, okay. So, you know, you have to acknowledge, it's okay to acknowledge your current reality. It doesn't mean that you're perpetuating it. You're just acknowledging it for the constructive purpose of changing it. Okay. It's like, you know, changing around a room. Okay. You've got furniture in it. You see where the furniture is. And if you don't like it, then you move the furniture. And that's exactly what you're doing with your reality when you're recreating somebody or you're getting rid of the third party. Okay. So when there is a third party involved, you know, you can even take some time to create what they think of the third party, just like I did with Andrew. I said, no, I thought to myself, I'm like, no, an ex is an ex. And if he wanted to be with her, he wouldn't be with me. And it probably, obviously the relationship didn't work out because here he is dating me. Right. And that's exactly what he reflected back to me. Okay. So because everyone is you pushed out, and if you've already created a third party, you really want to acknowledge that. Okay. So take some time, okay? Acknowledge what you've created in your life currently, okay? And then take some time to start thinking about what you want to see, hear, and feel, what you want the other person to think, say, and do. And then take some time to take those complaints and the things that you don't like in your current reality, cross them out and rewrite them into what you want. Now, you're going to use this in your mental diet. You've got to be on top of your mental diet. So read those intentions 2 or 3 times a day, as well as when you're going through your day, be aware of your thoughts and start catching your thoughts, okay? Catch your thoughts and be like, oh my goodness, no, I'm not, you know, when we're worried, like, oh, you know, why isn't he calling me? Maybe he's out with so-and-so, or who's that picture on social media? You got to catch yourself and say no. So when it comes to social media, that brings me to my next point. You've got a couple options here, okay? You can completely block social media, which, you know, it's not dealing with the situation, okay? You're not dealing with your thoughts. Now, it may be easier, and sure, if it is easier, you know, get off social media so you're not bombarded with it and so you're stronger. But one thing I would highly recommend doing is watching your thought process when you are on social media. Okay. So I speak from experience. I remember when I was going through Andrew's Facebook when we were first dating, I saw all these pictures and he was with people and doing things. And instead of me going, oh, who's that girl he just friended, or who's that thing he just commented on? I was like, no, he's going to comment on my stuff. No, I'm going to be in pictures with him there. I'm going to go with there. I used it as a catalog, okay, to be on top of my thoughts and start creating the reality that I wanted. Okay. Because if you're living from the end, okay, of being with somebody, you wouldn't block them on social media. You wouldn't be scared to go on social media. If you're scared to go on social media, then there's the flaw with your mental diet, your belief, and what you think about the situation. Because if you were living from the end of this person wants to be with me, and you trusted your intentions, you trusted your thoughts, and you trusted them, you wouldn't be worried about going on social media. You would go on their social media, no problem, and not even think twice about stuff. Okay. So you really need to be on top of your thoughts. You need to acknowledge what you've created. And, you know, like I said, it's fine if you want to go off social media and block it or block them. But again, that's not living from the end. And eventually those thoughts, those feelings are going to have to be acknowledged and changed. Okay. Because there's nobody to change except yourself. And what do we mean by that? We mean that you need to change who you are thinking, what you're thinking, who you are inside, your thoughts. Okay. So this comes down to self-concept as well. What's your self-concept of yourself in relation to what you're actually manifesting? Okay. So for instance, I know there'll never be a third party in my life because no, I'm the perfect person for Andrew. I'm the best in the world and he knows that and he wants to be with me, and he'll never be with anybody else because he wants to be with me. Right. So that's my self-concept in relation to my relationship with Andrew and how he feels about me. Okay. So self-concept is more than just self-love, saying I love myself. It's about taking a look at who you are. Okay. In relation to what you think about yourself, and you're are you feel like you're good enough? Do you feel like they want to be with you? If you don't, then you need to start creating those thoughts and those feelings. Okay. So yeah, guys, I hope that helps. I know it was a little bit. Let me make sure I got all my notes on here. Yes. So pre-plan your intentions to stay on your mental diet. Focus on what you want. Okay. And when the third party does come into your mind, it's okay to say, no, you know what? They're going to go find somebody else, and so is going to be with me. Okay. So, but don't stop there. Don't constantly think about that. Let's move on to what you want your relationship to be, what you want them to think. But when the thought does come up, acknowledge it and just change it. It's not that big of a thing. It's not actually going to create the more. You're actually going to change your situation around. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.